The Maggie Flanigan Studio provides a 2-year professional actor training program. In this interview, Belen Cusi discusses the decision to train with the studio after working as a model and a commercial actor.
So before I started studying at Maggie Flanigan, I was mostly a commercial actress and model. So largely all the acting work I was doing was in commercials, and I did that for several years. So any training I had done had been more commercial based and about sort of looking good in front of the camera, so to speak, creating like an appearance or coming off as good as possible. And I think I had a notion of, and ultimately is what I found and what drew me to Maggie, was the idea of training more for film, for character work, for deeper behavioral work. So my concept really evolved once I started thinking about expanding into film acting. It has become so much more personal than I thought it would be. I remember in my interview with Charlie, I said I want to act because I want to live other experiences. I want to be outside of myself and inhabit these other characters and other lives. And Charlie said, yeah, but it's still you. It's, and I was running away from myself. And what the training has taught me is that I actually have to run towards myself in order to be the actor that I want to be. And so it has opened me up to transformation on not just an artistic level, but on a personal level. I would say the first and fundamental thing would be working from our imagination and not having to pull from past personal and traumatic experiences. I was surprised by how deep I was able to go. And this work has truly saved my emotional life in a way that it's reconnected me with sort of the essence of who I am emotionally, and it's allowed me to begin to reclaim my vulnerability and to embrace that. So I was surprised and really humbled by realizing that the work works, and I trusted Charlie and Maggie from day one, and I truly began to transform, and I'm so excited to continue on that journey. It felt very holistic and very like I was on triple throttle having the movement, especially the voice and the movement classes. I'll even mention the theater history class because it really gave context to a lot of the work we were doing, and coming from sort of a non-theater background, it really enriched the experience. But voice and movement were sort of going hand in hand with the work we were doing, and Charlie would tell us we have to loosen up and open up our instrument and ease the tension. And so I was so glad to be doing that in the movement class, and not having that with the virtual experience has only highlighted the importance of having that holistic approach. I just can't wait to be able to do more of that work again. I'd say both experiences, in person and online, have shown the importance of having an artistic community. I've always been very much of a lone wolf, and I came into Maggie kind of, like I said, pretty emotionally unavailable and very focused on my career path and all my things that I was doing. And it took me a couple months to warm up to the people in my class, to open myself up, but that's why I came to Maggie. I wanted to be surrounded by other artists, by other people on the path. Once we went online, it gave me that connection, that life support to my artistic life that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So it became just super, super important, not only watching my peers work and getting their feedback of my work, being watched by my peers and just growing together. It gives you comfort that you're not alone on this path, and that the struggles and the doubts that you're experiencing aren't singular to your person. The example I always give is a silly one, but if you've ever had to break up with someone and you were like, when we were younger, when do I do it via text or call or in person, or at least call them? And then we had Skype, and it was like FaceTime, and it was just as freaking scary as seeing them in person. And I kind of make the same comparison, because we have video and because I'm seeing your face. I mean, the contact is, I would say, 95% real contact. We just don't have the physical spontaneity, and so I've just found the work to translate beautifully to the camera. And we're human beings, we adapt, we've gotten used to it, and so much of the work in the industry was going to involve these screens, that I completely embraced it. And I found that having to do the work by myself was harder, yeah, and it challenged me to go deeper. It's making me better because I'm having to focus more. I'm having to manage myself better, and I'm having to go deeper with the work. I encourage anyone who's on the fence about it. I mean, you get plugged into this great community. You're getting the training, and it's more or less very equal to what it would have been online, and I mean in person, and you can do it from wherever you are. I mean, I think it's a blessing. I think he absolutely was. I think Charlie handled a really unprecedented and wildly confusing situation with so much poise and vulnerability and honesty with us, and gave us the space and the empathy that we needed when we were transitioning. And once we kind of reestablished, like, this is the way things are going to be online, and Charlie was Charlie, and he is holding us accountable for our work, and I wanted that. We have the screen limitation, but beyond that, we're actually completely liberated because we're in a safe, contained space wherever we are. And then we're working off of the screen, so that is what frees us. I had been wanting to train for a few years, and those exact excuses would always deter me from pursuing a program. It's too late, I'm too old, I've already lost way too much time, I need to work, I need to make money. However, when push came to shove and I got really serious about film acting, I said, okay, the time's going to pass no matter what. And so I can grind day in and day out trying to build a reel. I didn't have a film reel. So I can, these 2 years can pass, and what am I going to have after those 2 years? Am I going to have, a subpar reel of all these free jobs that I did that I didn't enjoy and that might not even be great, if I even have that? Or do I want training under my belt that I think with my hard work and my perseverance is a better guarantee of truly entering this industry as a competitive player? I think what you're going to get out of a training program is going to reap better long-term benefits than continuing to grind it out, especially if what you value is having a craft, honing a craft, and what your lived artistic experience is at the end of the day. Charlie is a demanding teacher. He sees his students. I feel seen by Charlie, and I see him seeing my peers, and I see how he knows just the right things to say or not to say, or to do or not to do, that will get us to the next rung or of where we are. What you want to teach is a way to work, not just how to produce results. And I think Charlie truly does that.
To learn more about the 2-year acting program and the online acting classes provided by the studio, visit the studio website and contact the studio with any question you have by calling 917-789-1599.